This video deals with line items, another important job management feature. Line items are listed in the line items column of the job tabular view. Line items are a detailed description of the services that you've agreed to provide for a given job. You can see, for example, the first one we're doing carpet cleaning for $150 and tile cleaning for $120. You can open the line item table by clicking within the line item column, or you can open up the job form and you can see the line item table embedded here. A given job can have any number of line items, but must have at least one. We see in this particular job we have two line items defined, carpet cleaning and tile cleaning. A line item is equivalent to a service that you sell, but with the added details such as price and optionally duration, square footage, labor costs, and so forth. And when you create a new line item, by clicking the plus, the first thing you do is select among the services that your company provides. So we can see that line items require that services already be predefined. If it's not already defined, you can add a new service by clicking the plus. You can add a new service. If you haven't already done so, please view the already prepared video on services. It describes how to create and modify a service and how to use the services tabular view. So very briefly, I'll bring you to that services table to show you. Under the admin menu, select services table, and this is the area that you would create and maintain the services that your company provides. Okay, so let's return to that job. We'll open the job form again, and first thing we'll do is we'll add some workers. Let's assume Adam and Brian are going to do this job. And we'll go back to that office cleaning line item that we had just gotten started on. We'll open it up to edit. So notice that there's basically four sections here. We have the section at the top where we select a predefined service. We have the pricing section where we determine the details of the pricing and also optionally add duration, setup time, area, things like that. Then we have an area where we can optionally add the equipment and supplies needed for this line item. So we'll add, perhaps we need a ladder for this, and we need our vacuum. And for supplies, we'll add some leather cleaner and window cleaner. And optionally, we can add a note. So we'll type in a note. Okay, so next we have to fill in the details of the pricing. We start by selecting a pricing model. By default, the service that we had selected was set up with per hour pricing. So the pricing would be determined based on how long it took and the per hour revenue that you expect to get. We're going to choose to charge this per item, so it's going to be a fixed price for this job. And with this type of pricing, all we have to do is go to the pricing box and enter what we want to charge. Let's say we're going to charge $150 for this job. All the other information is automatically filled in based on this price. So we see that we have a margin of about 58% and a net before tax of $88. And that was calculated automatically based on the cost. So we had fixed costs of $20, which we can change. Let's change that to $10, representing perhaps the cost of the supplies we need for this job. And a labor cost of $24 hourly. That's calculated based on the two workers that we assigned to the job and their per hour wages. So we have a total cost of $52 for this job, giving us a net before tax of $98. And to this, you might want to add some tax, depending on your locality. We can see also that the duration setup time amounts to 2 hours. And this was part of the setup for the service, office cleaning. We can change that. We can say the job is it's going to be about 2.5 hours, giving us a per hour revenue of about $60. Notice also that since the duration went up, our labor costs went up at $24 per hour, and 2.5 hours of work gives us a total cost that's increased a little bit, which reduced our net before tax. So we see that we're going to make $80 on this job now, given that it takes longer to do. And it may or may not be interesting, the price per square foot, but if you enter the square footage of the job, you get a price per square foot, which might be more interesting for other types of jobs like floor cleaning. So when it's necessary to do so, these tools allow you the ability to calculate a price that is profitable enough for you to do the work and also low enough for you to win the business to begin with. And of course, your goal is to get a high enough margin for the job to be profitable and worthwhile for you to do. So if this is acceptable to you, you then save, and you have a new line item. And let's look at the per square foot pricing by opening the carpet cleaning line item. This portion of the job we price per square foot. So we decided to charge 50 cents per square foot, and the job was estimated to be 300 square feet. Then the price was automatically calculated from 300 times 50 cents per square foot, giving you a net margin of 63%. Now to fine tune a little bit, we see that our fixed costs are $15. We see our labor cost is $20. If we click on this little item here, we see that the labor cost is actually $24. The $20 was the assumption that was put in the service when you selected carpet cleaning. But if you notice, the two workers that we assigned to the job are earning $12 an hour each for a total of $24. So when we click that, it updated the box. So we got a total cost of $64, which reduced our net a little bit. Our margin went down slightly. So normally to change the price, you change the per square foot price. So if we go up to 55 cents per square foot, the price becomes $165. Alternatively, though, we could have entered a price here. Say if we entered $200 for the job overall, then it will update the price per square foot. So if we charge 67 cents per square foot, we get the $200. So this allows you to do what-if type of analysis. You can say, well, what if I charged $160? What would be the price per square foot? And it tells you. Or you could enter a price per square foot and have it calculate the price for you. The point is, this is very flexible. It allows you to enter what-if questions and see what the results would be. What if I change the price per square foot? What if I change the overall price? What if I change the area? What if I change the duration of the job? What if I adjusted my fixed costs? So it allows you to fine-tune things as necessary. Okay, so I'm satisfied with this. Click Save. Now it's all updated in the table. You see the table has everything tallied here as well. All the important information from each of the line items is listed in each of the columns, and the sum is shown down below. So we see a total price, we see a total margin, a total net, so this would be the money that you get after your expenses, a total duration for the three line items, so this would be the overall job duration, and this will show up in your schedule. We see a total labor cost and a total fixed cost. And as we review the table, we notice that there's no labor cost assigned for the tile line item. So let's open that up and see why. Right, no labor cost assigned. That's probably because when we selected the service itself had a default value of 0. To enter labor costs, we can either enter it directly, or we can have it calculate, again, based on the two workers that have been assigned to this job. So their combined hourly wage is $24. That updates all the numbers. We save. We see that the table's updated. So we have a labor cost that's gone up a little bit, and that affects everything else. We see that the net goes down a little bit. The margin goes down a little bit. So I think you can see that the line item tool is a pretty powerful way to define what you're doing for a job. It allows you, some powerful techniques to do experiments to see what your profitability is going to be. Or you could just enter a line item, give it a fixed price, and go from there. And don't forget, if you have any questions as you're using the tool, there's a question mark here. This brings up some frequently asked questions that are likely to answer whatever questions you might have on how to use the table. Likewise, if you open up a line item, you'll see help at that level as well. So quite a few frequently asked questions, which will describe how various parts of the tool work.